Hi guys, good morning. It's actually, well, it's still morning. It's only 9 o'clock. How are you? Welcome to those of you that are new. Welcome to those of you that are returning, and welcome to those of you that support me over on Patreon. If you're watching it here or over there, thank you so very, very much for your support and your monthly subscriptions. If anybody's interested in subscribing, you do get the daily forecast every day, a day early over on Patreon. I post it over there. You can go over to patreon.com and check it out under Engelgeist and choose a subscription level. There's all sorts of different sort of things you can get if you're over there following me over there. For those of you that don't want to do that but still want to support the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You can also follow my business page on Facebook or my Instagram at Engelgeist333. That's always available to you. Oh, hi. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Hi, Hermit card. I'm just gonna let that, he just like came flying out of the deck. Is he trying to tell me something? I don't know, let's see. So, let me do... That just kind of threw me, plus the left side of my head is buzzing. I'm not sure what that's about. Somebody might be thinking about me, or I don't know. Alright, so this is the forecast for Wednesday the 15th. For those of you that are tuning in on a regular basis, this is just building upon the energy that we've been looking at throughout the week. For those of you that might be seeing this on a date that's not Wednesday, July 15th, that's okay. This is a timeless message for the highest good of the greater collective. Therefore, there might be something in it that you're in alignment to and need to hear right now. These are broad spectrum readings and messages for the greater collective, so therefore, some of it may fit, all of it may fit, none of it may fit, and that's okay. Take what you need and leave the rest, so to speak, okay? But this is just to give us a little something to focus on during July 15th, or, you know, whenever we're seeing it, some sort of focal point or some way to work with the energy that's for our highest good and for the highest good of the day. That's the intention of this with the daily forecast. So make us aware of what we might be facing. And sometimes, just so you guys know, because yesterday was kind of a little bit of a, sort of a sad reading. You know, when readings like that come up, I think that it's sort of, how do I want to say this, like the universe's way or spirit's way or our higher self's way, whatever, you know, whoever's watching this, I believe that that's, you know, a moment where we're allowed to just sort of care for ourselves and stop and pause. Not everything needs to be perfect all the time, right? Not everything, that's not the human experience. That's not the polarity of the universe. We have light, we have dark, we have, it's funny when I'm saying light and dark and I'm flipping the cards to shuffle them again. We have this justice card that just shows up at the bottom of the deck with the light cat and the dark cat. But it's true, we do have this broad range of emotions, feelings, all of that sort of stuff. So when we go from a 10 of Pentacles to a 5 of Pentacles in a day, you know, that's part of the human roller coaster. That's part of the world we live in, and that's okay. And I think that sometimes when we get sort of more down or realistic, I would call them, would be a good word, heavier readings, it's not that we're doing anything wrong, it's that we're just experiencing life on life's terms, you know? We're just experiencing opportunities for growth or learning or expansion, you know? So I just kind of want to express that because yesterday's cards were a little bit challenging maybe for some of you. Some of you might be facing some challenges right now. And these are the things that I think that just because they're hard for us, it doesn't mean we're not doing a good job. And it also certainly doesn't mean that we're not doing the best that we know how to do in the given moment. And sometimes I think that's almost the key to it all, is how well do we love ourselves through those moments when we feel unsure or where we feel anxiety ridden or we feel like we're worried that we're screwing it up or not doing it right. Is our initial... I can speak for myself. My initial reaction is to judge myself and expect more, maybe more than what I'm able to give in that moment. And then I get down on myself. Certainly I did that a lot through my 20s. As I age, I do that less and less. So I think that's kind of the key to a happier, healthier sort of existence in general is to start to believe in yourself more and have more compassion for yourself, and therefore be able to have it for others. All right, so let's see what the energy is for today. Look at this. Okay, we're still working through this Pentacles energy. We are at Wednesday, so we are hitting that Eight of Pentacles. And I did not plan this, guys. We are hitting that Eight of Pentacles energy, right? That hardworking, making things happen. This is the Two of Pentacles. Beautiful card. We have this sort of, okay, if you go up in the upper right-hand corner at the end of this video will be Sunday's reading, which is the underpinning energy of the week. You can look at that video, but we had this sort of infinity symbol in these rainbow colors surrounding that sword at the end of the week, as the end of the week card, which is that clear thought. You know, when I see these rainbow colors, I think of our energetic system, our chakras, not to sound too out there and too new agey, but to me this feels like kind of bringing our energy, our focus, our sort of aspects of self, all the different aspects of self, bringing them to this place of balance within the material world, right? Connecting to our world in a way that is fulfilling, balanced. It also brings about the transformation of this butterfly, right? Where we kind of go from the story of the caterpillar to the butterfly, where when we run on this balance, where we have this acceptance, just kind of like what I was talking about, where we find that sort of compassion for ourselves, we're able to bring that into balance into our material experience. And that energy, that sort of compassion, not only do we have it for ourselves, but we are able to give it to others. Our world receives us differently, is how I see it, right? And so when I look at this, I think that that's kind of what's going on for us today, especially with the Eight of Cups. Some of you, the Eight of Pentacles, that's going to be some hard work energy underneath this balancing act that's happening here. But to me, this balancing act is actually, not only is it needed for most of us, I'm going to include myself in this, but it's also like beneficial. Right? It's a gift that we're giving to ourselves. It's an appreciation that we're seeing within ourselves. It's seeing our own beauty, the butterfly is not only a beautiful symbol of transformation, but it's also a very delicate insect. If you touch the butterfly's wings, you know, the pollen or the dust that it creates their wings that they can fly will rub right off and a butterfly won't be able to fly. Did you know that? It's this really strange thing that like their wings are made up of like this fine dust in a weird way. Look it up. I'm serious. Or at least I'm pretty sure about that. If I remember correctly. And so even though there's this beauty to the butterfly, right, there's also this delicate nature. And I think that us honoring that and bringing that into balance, also giving credence and life to that, or acknowledgement to that, brings us into this sort of nice balance that we get that allows us to then bring in that Eight of Pentacles energy, which is that hard work, working towards a goal, knowing that we deserve it, knowing that we bring our best to the table, even in our worst moments, right? That's the key here. Twos also represent that deepening of the relationship, sometimes with ourselves or with another human being. So the Two of Pentacles would certainly be like, this could be a work relationship where we're getting, you know, along better with our coworkers, or maybe a specific boss. That could be happening for some of you. This could also be the defining of like sort of material goals with a business partner, or even a romantic partner. This is not the most romantic of cards, I am going to say that, but it does speak to this idea of there could be some sort of coming to a sort of a clearer understanding of what it is you want, or how it is you want to go about getting it, and honoring that. That's the beauty of this butterfly. Okay, I love all of this Pentacles energy. It's like we're trying to bring the world back into balance after the last 6 months that we've been dealing with the changes that have been around us, right? We've been tossed and turned. We've done the best we can. Maybe we haven't been all great and good. You know, maybe we've been screaming at people online or doing whatever. That's okay. We're human. Give ourselves a break. Or we're really pretty little butterflies. Give ourselves a break. Now let's see what the spirit animal card is. Oh my god, it's the black egg is back, guys. It's that truth egg. I've been going off about that truth egg. Okay, so we know that this black egg from last Saturday's reading, hold on, I need a sip of coffee. These eggs just keep haunting us. We know that this black egg is associated with the fifth chakra and our expression, the darker side of our truths, right? What resides deep within us. When I look at this butterfly, it also speaks to the idea of almost a cocoon phase, right? That sometimes we have to go inward. And you know what? Jesus Christ, that hermit card popped out when I was shuffling. This is almost like I see a story here in a little ways where I'm connecting it to that hermit card that popped out and that justice card, that balance, right? That black and white cat. Oh God, cards, you guys are working me today. I mean, in a good way, don't get me wrong. I just have a slight headache. But to me, it feels like, if we go into ourselves, into this black egg, into the delicacy and the darkness of who we are and what we are and our truth, and we begin to express that, that's when the beauty of this sort of butterfly comes out, right? Also, that delicate nature of who we are, the vulnerability of who we are, but we bring that into balance, right? We're bringing that into balance so that by week's end, we can have the energy of that Ace of Swords really working for us at a mental level. That clarity of who we are, standing firm in like this infinity symbol and this balance of, no longer, second guessing ourselves, negating ourselves, speaking our truth, not being afraid of our truth, and doing it in a way that's balanced and productive, grounded and beautiful, right? That are bringing relationships towards us rather than away from us, that are connecting us to the world versus separating us from the world, right? That's kind of how I see this. Let me get the books. I'll just reread them to you. Butterfly, obviously. It's interesting that they use butterfly on an earth. Two of Pence is an earth element, but a butterfly is certainly like a very air element, like animal to choose to place on there. It's a nice kind of mix in a way. It's sort of like when I look at this butterfly, I think about maybe balancing our thoughts so that we can better create in the material world too. So let's go look at this. So this is balance and change. The Two of Pentacles signifies inevitable change. Since the Pentacles suit relates to earthly possessions, this usually means a new job or financial situation or a move. Even if you fear this change, it needs to happen and might even be fun. Face it with the grace of a newly formed butterfly, a world of possibilities balanced upon your delicate wings. For some of you, that might be very apparent. You might have a change in, home position, that sort of thing. That's the transformation aspect of the butterfly. But for some of you, it might be the idea of bringing these ideas into balance of what it is you do want to change in your life and how you're going to productively go about doing that, not being fearful of it. That's this truth that we see in this black egg, right? We might have to dig down deep to find our truths and not fear them, not allow like our fear to run us and express them, even if it's just to ourselves. Okay, so let's bring in, and also just to reiterate, black egg is in the realm of the spirit. So this is to be paid attention to, not to be, ignored. And we also, I'm just going to remind you, we had this truth stone, right? Which looks like a black egg to me when you tilt it on its side. That's the underpinning energy of the grounding stone for this week. So the black egg is speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sound draws us in. Books draw us in. The concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet assessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment in every situation. It is the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. So I also think that this truth that we're speaking is the truth that we see in this butterfly, the beauty and the fragility of this butterfly. So the black egg in the fifth chakra, the subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat at the Vishuddha chakra. The ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. Vishuddha translates as especially pure. The balance of this center is important for all of us, but is especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. So what is it that you need to express, even if it's just to yourself? You know, that would be something I would focus on today. I like these two cards. I think these two cards are quite quietly powerful. So let's see, what is the grounding stone? Okay. The grounding stone is knowledge on carnelian, which is associated with the first chakra, definitely. It's also that sort of fiery action. I'm sorry, it's sort of tilted. I don't know that you guys can see the word knowledge very well. Within truth, there is knowledge, right? Finding our truth is finding our knowledge, grounding in that knowledge. That knowledge can be about our successes and our failures, right? Where we may criticize ourselves. I don't know why I'm on this. I think it's from yesterday's reading too, that Five of Pentacles, that sort of wilted flower to me. It feels like we're regaining our steam back with this beautiful butterfly. It feels like the flower has rebloomed, or we've got a second wind. Take it, run with it. Acknowledge all of the aspects of yourself. Seriously, this knowledge stone to me speaks to this idea of anything and everything that you've been through, whether you've handled it perfectly or not. Let that go. Find the truth in every situation and know that you've done the best that you can, and bring that into balance. Don't be critical of yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Give your guys something. This is about giving yourself grace, but doing it in a more empowered way. Yesterday's reading was a little bit about sort of a little bit more defensive and a little bit more protective, especially with that cobra energy that we had. Continue with that love, with that courage. All of these stones that we're seeing this week, I think, are very impactful. They're all beautiful tenets or principles that we can be grounding in throughout this week and through this experience. And be willing to allow ourselves to speak our truth, to utilize our knowledge, to access that truth, right? The knowledge of our experiences through life and however we've handled them. Releasing ourselves from any past shame, judgment, whatever we have around those things, and allowing ourselves to bring them into balance so that we can transform and move forward. That is your forecast, I think. I hope that makes sense, you guys. I love how the egg and the butterfly feel like they're just, not only does it feel like this butterfly emanated from this egg, but this egg requires the butterfly. Like it feels like a full circle moment. Similar to the infinity symbol beneath the butterfly. They feed off of one another. That is your forecast for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends. Let them know that I'm out here doing this. Help get the good word out. I love you all. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.